Alright, this next lesson is for Mr. Viles, and what we're going to try and do is, well, we're going to mix two things together. We're going to mix some more interesting chord voicings using scale degree 11 usually. And what we're going to do is, instead of building chords out of thirds, we're going to build them out of fourths, which is a common kind of jazz thing to do. And this will be great in like a modal situation or something like that. And also we're going to try and implement the B bender to see if we can get some more expression out of these voicings. So let's take a C major scale, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to build these chords off of the A string. So if I take my first chord here, if I take a C, right, the first note in a C major scale, and then I stack a fourth upon it, on the next string I have an F. And then if I stack a fourth upon it, then I have a B. So I have this kind of dissonant type chord so far. And the way we can think of this so far is like a C major 7 at 11. Now, normally if I didn't have a B bender, I would add another fourth here. So if I take B and I go up a fourth in the C major scale, not a perfect fourth all the time, hence like the F to B, that would be a sharp 4, but this would be a perfect 4. B to E, right? Well, since I have my B bender, what I can do is I can try and bend up. I can try and bend up to this final note on the B string instead. Right. Right, so now I have this, either you could think of it without the bender, this C major at 11 with a 9, no bending happening, and I'm barring all across the 3rd fret with my index. And then when I bend into the B string, then I get the 3rd of the chord in there. Okay, so that's one chord you could do there, C major 7 at 11, either with the 9 or not. Now here, I can start the same thing, the same idea. If I take the A string and I build in fourths, well, here's a D note, up a fourth is a G, up a fourth from there is a C, now up a fourth from a C is an F, right? So there is a D minor 7 at 11 here. Now this is tricky, and I'll try and do my best, but if I use the B bender, it kind of becomes a D minor 7 with a 9. Or if I bend into it a half step, then I can get that minor 3rd. Right? So I have so far. And then, right, D minor 7 at 11. Now I can do the same thing up here. I'm going to go to the 3rd scale degree of C, and I'm going to start building in fourths again. E, then I have A, D, and normally I'd have a G here, but I'm going to do the same thing with the bender again, and bend a half step, which is tricky. Good. Okay, so that's going to be another E minor 7 at 11 there. So I'm adding all of these fourths by building these chords out of fourths. Now I get up here and I'm off my 4th scale degree. I'm on F. And normally that would be my chord here. If I were to build all these notes in fourths, I got an F, a B, an E, and then an A. So just stacking fourths. But again, if we use our B bender, well, I'm going to set up by putting my middle finger on the 8th fret here and bending into that last note. on the B string. Right. So there you go. Just a little bit more expressive, and this is going to be like an F major 7 add sharp 11 because of the B. Remember, I'm not using the B from F scale, rather I'm using the B from the C scale, and that's what's giving me that more dissonant quality. Now if I don't bend in, then I have an F major 7 add 11 with a 9. But that's a cool chord too. So either one of those you can get using the B bender or not. Okay, now I go up another step and I'm here at my G chord and I'm going to stack here G, C, F, and then normally another B. This B keeps throwing everything a little dissonant, which is cool. Now if I use the bender, I'm going to get rid of my ring finger and bend into that note on the B string. Right. Right. And this becomes a G7 add 11. Dominant chord. Okay, sounds pretty cool. Now I'm going to come up and I'm going to do the same thing I did over the D minor 7 add 11, and I'm just going to bar across the 12th fret. Here I am grabbing my root, 12th fret on the A string, and my melody note I'm going to bend up a half step. And that is another A minor 7 add 11. And then again I'm going to finish up by doing the same thing off the 14th fret. And now I have my 7th of the scale, B, and if I go up B, then E, A, and D, all in fourths again using that bender. Now if I walk down all these chords, here's my B minor 7 add 11, here's my A minor 7 add 11, here's my G7 add 11, F major 7 add sharp 11, E minor 7 add 11, D minor 7 add 11, and then finally our C major 7 add 11. Right, so now I have all these chord shapes based off the A string that have a very cool, these very cool, man, what's the word I'm looking for? Extensions on them. And you could do this in any key by just building up in fourths and working up the A string. So taking your root, build it up in fourths, go to the next note on the A string, build up in fourths, going down towards your feet. So in a modal situation, you know, I could use this in any mode of C major, whether it was Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, or whatever, and using some of these chords. So for instance, if I were to kind of get a drone, like a D drone type deal, and start using some of these chords, if I were to use a D drone and start using some of these chords, it would be pretty cool, right? 3, 4. so what I'm doing is I'm not grabbing the full chord because, to be honest, I don't have the dexterity to do it and keep droning the low D note. So I'm just using partials of those chords, and that's going to sound better probably in a band situation anyway, instead of clobbering them with these giant voicings. So anyway, I hope that gives you some more insight on some cool chords and some stuff you can do with the B bender to make those chords more expressive. Okay, try that out.